Hey everybody, welcome back. I am Ted from Ted's Basement. Today I want to talk to you about Sorcery Contested Realm while we open up and take a look at some Arthurian legends. I've got a few topics for us today. I want to look at the viability of the company and what my opinion is. I want to talk about the annual set cycle and how that fared for me. Also, before we get started, I do want to make a mention. This video is brought to you by Paradise Hobbies. They provided me with these boxes. By the way, they are also veteran owned. They've been selling at MSRP. If you guys are looking for another place to order, go ahead and check out Paradise Hobbies. Thank you again, guys. Thank you, Anthony, for providing these boxes. I'm going to go ahead and put one aside, but I will save it for another video. Okay, so let's just dive right in. I am going to take some time as well. This is my first Arthurian Legends box. I've not seen any cards in person. And look at how gorgeous this box is, by the way. It almost feels like a waste to throw it out. It looks amazing. Nice job. Nice job on the packaging. Okay, so I forgot about this. Okay, so we've got a box topper. Everybody probably knows what's in this by now. I mean, it is release weekend, but I've been noticing there are some videos out already. So I'm not going to belabor the box topper too much, but let's just quickly look at it. Okay, so this might have been a rumor at the time. I'm not sure. But back in I want to say the Kickstarter, maybe pre-Kickstarter days, I heard that these were like a mistake. The quarter size, right? Because it's like they meant it to be a half-size token, but then it became like half of a half. And so I was really kind of hoping, just from a collector's standpoint, that okay, there's backs going on here. Hold on. That the quarter size were going to be like for pledge packs only, and just something special for the alpha. But now, I do have to say I'm not disappointed in being able to get more. I think that's kind of what it comes down to. I feel like maybe I was looking at it, I don't know, maybe like too much from a collector's perspective and not enough from a availability and expansion perspective. It's nice to just get more of the thing you like. And so I have resolved now to a place where I am happy that we do get these. Now, it still will be interesting someday if they ever do stop doing the quarter size tokens and go to a half size or a full size, but I haven't heard anything like that. So we've got our Templar avatar. Love the artwork on that. Oh my gosh. Andrea Modesti. Amazing job. I'll try to pick up the pace, but I do want to enjoy this stuff. So we've got a druid. On one side, we have tap, player draw a site. If you played a site and you don't control Tawny, summon her there. Or you could tap and summon Bruin here and flip this card. Where you would tap, play or draw a site. Whenever an enemy enters a nearby site, it takes 1 damage. Gorgeous artwork. Great job. Okay, we're still in the box topper. Here's Bruin. I don't know if it's Bruin or Bruin. I don't know how to pronounce this. He's a unique. While near your avatar, Bruin takes damage for them. Okay, like a defender. Nice. Oh, and it is considered a token. And then we've got Tawny. Okay, this makes sense. I'm kind of digging this. So it appears the box topper is sort of all related. This nice combo. Tawny is unique as well. Airborne spellcaster, cannot defend. So you get the spell, sort of the attack ability, and then the bear is their defending ability, which is analogous to Druid Lure. We get another Rubble. Love me some Rubbles. I don't know if we're going to have, how many Rubbles we're going to get, but I remember for a while there it felt like those were not going to be plentiful enough. I think they are now. We've got some rules for Lance and rules for Stealth. Okay. We are, beautiful looking artist card. Look at that. The names are foiled. I don't think I've seen anything like that before in the other artist cards. And the back, the back has the Holy Grail. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Full art. That is a really good use of the artist card and put that full art on the back. That is great. You could display that. Love it. To start going through some packs. I don't know if you guys have seen the pack art yet. I have not in person. Okay, so the back is pretty simple. We've got the grail up front. I believe this border was done by Francesco Barral, but don't quote me on that one. I might be misremembering. I just thought that that was the case. Okay. We are into our first pack. You know, let me try to get a little more organized here. Okay. Make some room. I can see a foil. Do you guys see that? Right off the freaking bat. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Hold it together. We've got a Pebbled Paths, Exceptional Sight. I told you I will try to speed this up a little bit while at the same time enjoying the artwork. There's enough red on this thing that my camera is just having a hard time adjusting to it. That is awesome. I will say in person, though, it is a darker, deeper red. Sorry about that, guys. I adjusted the camera, took off the autofocus, tried to give you a little bit more realistic color for the card so it's not so bright in your face. Blue Cap Knockers. Have not seen this card. Truthfully, I have not seen most of these cards. Okay, let's just look. Okay, we've got an exceptional foil. Sorry, I will go back to that other card, but man, okay, Pebbled Paths in foil. So we just got that card. Okay. The foiling is always done so tastefully, in my opinion. Absolutely gorgeous. I think I'm going to just sleeve the foils right away. Don't want to scratch them. And this is an elite. So let's do like this. We're going to go ordinary, exceptional, elite, and unique. All right, we've got a Thin Wife. Ordinary Merfolk. Magic Missiles, another ordinary. Shoot 3 projectiles in the same direction at a time, and each deals 1 damage. Okay. Old Kettle Top by Drew Tucker. Love it. Hunter's Lodge. Genesis ability. Enemies lose stealth. Okay. Ooh, this art pops. A Thieving Magpie. It's got some jewelry in hand there. Nice. Airborne. May pick up carried artifacts with cost 1 or less. Okay. Be interesting to see how many artifacts are in the set at that cost. Reckless Squire. We've got a Charge. Ordinary Magic. Ooh, the Joust. A Thunderous Clash of Ordinary Magic by Vincent Pompetti. Always recognize Vincent's work. He's got that really unique style that he does. Really enjoy it. Sherwood Huntress. Okay, we've got an ordinary. Man, I was also thinking, too, we got curios to look out for. I am going to pull up, actually, Collector Art House. Mike's got a really good site. I'm sure there's some others. Cardboard Guide, I think, does some curio curating as well. So that way, while we're opening, and I suggest you guys do this, too, so while you're opening, you don't miss any curios. So I got that site open here just now. And our final card of the pack is Treetop Hideout. All right. I know I keep saying it. I've really got to, I'm getting used to it. I got to pick up the pace now. Do you guys ever do this? Just, oh yeah, that's how you know. That's how you know right there. Right from the back. Don't even wait. Black Knight. Oh, Tony Sudlow. Absolutely gorgeous. I just want to stare at I know I don't want to waste too much time for you guys, but I just want to stare at these new art, these new pieces of work. Gosh. Oh, I'm not going to pronounce that properly. Another Drew Tucker for us, an exceptional giant. He's got Burrowing and Submerged. Projectiles can't enter this site from the outside. Okay, a little bit of protection being offered there. Oh, what do we have? I love potions. I love artifacts. This is great. Okay, it's a love potion. I swear I didn't even read the card when I said that. I just love artifacts. Okay, an elite potion of blind devotion. Bearer has sacrifice love potion. Gain control of a target enemy minion here until this unit leaves the realm. Okay, so you kind of get them under your love spell. Really enjoy that. Wow, another Tony Sudlow. Really nice job. This is an elite. We got to get that in the elite pile. And here is our foil ordinary. Okay, we've got Hamlet. Ordinary minions cost 1 less to cast to this site. That the thing is, I mean, I guess they have to be ordinary minions, but I feel like that's kind of super, super strong. Whenever you can save mana, that's pretty powerful. Brown bears. You know what, guys? Hold on. I need to reorganize this, and we're going to go in the other order. So we're going to go ordinary, exceptional, elite, and then unique at the end there. Okay. Lake. Someone's going to have to tell me how to say that. They're lethal, and they've got submerge. Nice. There are 4 costs. They got 2 threshold going. Hamlet's ablaze. Ordinary aura. Beautiful artwork. Helpful Hob. That's kind of funny. Another Vincent Pompetti. Again, you can kind of tell. I don't know what this style artwork is called, but you can tell that's Vincent all day long. Ominous Owl. There's another airborne minion for you. You may cast minions to the site. I'm going to have to think about that. Forge. We've got an ordinary site capable of craftsmanship. Genesis ability. You may pay 1 to conjure a lance token here. And we did see the lance earlier in the box topper with some rules around it. I didn't read those, but you can go ahead and take time to do that. Rescue. Return a minion from your cemetery to your hand. If I'm not mistaken, isn't there a card that was spoiled, or maybe it wasn't spoiled, but it's just popular, that says something like you can't gain access to somebody's graveyard, something like that. Thankless Squire. Lance, immobile. Okay. And finally, we've got Vikings. Nice. Love that artwork. These sets are sort of like a museum portfolio in a binder. This is one of the topics also I kind of wanted to cover. What do we feel like when we think about the viability of sorcery going forward? And we can kind of dive into that a little bit, because the art is one of the things I think that really holds it together. And you've got all this AI art out there now. You know what I mean? Ooh, we got our first unique. Nice. Oh, how do you pronounce that? So I think I heard from Mike on Collector Art House that this is a real location near Severin Pinot, and there's a lot of like lore and story around this area. But I think that's also one of the curios. Yes. And it's in the curios in French, which is awesome. So we've got another foil. Guys, is it just me, or are we just getting foils on every pack so far? Ordinary mortals with harmful ambitions. They've got stealth. There are 3 drop with 2 threshold. And so, back to sort of the art discussion, do we feel like the AI art does anything to hurt sorcery in any way? And I kind of look at it like a couple different ways. One of them is that we're going to have people that, sure, they're going to just dive headfirst into the AI art thing, right? And AI may come up with some great looking stuff that maybe we would just have never thought of as humans. But I think you're going to see groups of people who just really enjoy and feel something when they know a human made it. Like, it's just going to add an extra something. So you're going to have AI art and you're going to have human made art. And it's just going to be one of those things where if people feel strongly enough about the value of human made art, then I think that's probably the sorcery community, the sorcery community type folks. I don't know that I want to say like all of TCGs, because Magic the Gathering and a lot of other games will use some computer generated art. Now, it's not full on AI or anything, but they may get to that point. And so there's people who love that stuff into TCG. So it's not really a TCG type person that goes like head over heels for human art and values it more. But it's more of, I think, like a sorcery type person does. Maybe not every single sorcery person. We love this game for, a multitude of reasons. I think the art is one of them. So we've got another elite. Sealy Court? Man, I don't know if that's how you say it. A benevolent form of the fairy elite. At the start of your turn, players draw a spell for each fairy in the realm. I'm going to go ahead and add that to my small pile of elite minions currently. We've got another ordinary going on here. And so, you know, maybe you almost get this, not polarizing, but maybe you almost get this sort of like niche following where because it's human-made art and because there's so much AI art that's going to get out there, I mean, it's just only going to grow and grow and grow, that maybe it finds that place in the world. This is interesting here. So it provides a threshold. We've got an ordinary mortal, Fisherman's Family, by Truitt. Nice job on the artwork. It's a 2-drop. It has no threshold on it, but yet it provides a threshold. I like it. Okay, nice. That's an ordinary slot. Another Shameless Squire. I believe we pulled that before. Man, I hope I'm not one of those people that just flips over a curio and doesn't catch it. I know a lot of them got that like really intense border that looks beautiful. It sticks out. Common Village and a Tax Collector. Okay, wait a second. What's the ability? Genesis. On your opponent's next turn, their spells cost 1 more. I really like how the flavor and the mechanic and the title and the art they just all go together. Another Truitt, Led Astray. Nice. All right. What do you guys think? I'm going to go maybe all on the right side. I think maybe I pulled one off the left side, but I'm going to do just the rest on the right side. All right, let's see. Okay, no foil in this one. All right. So anyhow, I don't really know. Obviously, nobody knows the future. I'm going to just predict. I'm going to make a prediction. My opinion, that I don't think the AI art scene is going to hurt Sorcery because I think the Sorcery following values the human-created art significantly. And that's actually, I kind of think, one of the reasons why they're here, why we're all here. And so I just don't think that the AI art is going to hurt Sorcery. But who knows? I mean, guys, I really don't know, okay? You got to make up your own mind on that. All right. Bonfire. Ordinary Sight with a Genesis ability. You may destroy all weapons and armor nearby. That's pretty nice. I mean, because remember, guys, sights, you don't have to pay anything to drop that. Very cool. Okay, and that's an ordinary. Look at the shading. Wow. I love that. That's almost, is that like a sunset happening? Like a blood moon? I don't know what is going on, but that is very good looking. Lumbering Giant, can't defend or intercept. It's a 4-drop with 2 threshold, ordinary. Power of Flight. Oh, we've got a Severine artwork here. Really like that. It almost kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Valkyrie kind of a thing. Just kind of like maybe up here in the shield a little bit. Beautiful. Nice work. Grain Sparrow. Look at that. I love that background. I mean, really the whole thing. Because like the bird pops even more because of the background. That is an ordinary. Yeah, we are in the ordinary slot. Harassing Ruffians. Units attacked by harassing ruffians can't be defended. Okay. Got a Hamlet. Ordinary Sight. And Just a Rock. Beautiful coloring. Wow. The most ordinary relic you've ever seen. It's the most ordinary. May be cast into the hands of any unit already carrying an artifact to banish that artifact. Okay. Squeakers. And we'll end it with a Grievous Insult. That dude's face, he's looking mischievous there. Castle Servants, it provides another threshold. Okay, so we've got some 2-drops that are providing thresholds in the form of minions or mortals. All right. Let's also talk about what are some other aspects of game viability, company viability. There's so much to factor in, guys. Honestly, if there's one thing I've learned in the last bunch of years, there is so much to factor in. none of us are ever going to know. Now, that's not going to be my answer. I've got a little more meat to it than that, but ultimately just know we're just, no one's going to know. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much you know. I mean, hell, even if you work for the company, there are too many variables to know. But hold on, before I share my opinion on this, Sir Percival, foil unique, Andrea Modesti, freaking absolute hit. Wow. Okay, so we have a 4-drop with 3 threshold. This is, I don't know if we've had this before, now that I'm thinking about it. So we're now starting to separate our attack from our defense ability. This is gorgeous. We're going to have to get a sleeve on this card, but let's also look at the full art back. Man, those colors are popping. I want to know if, I don't know if we'll ever know. Maybe this isn't something they would hide, but I wonder if Sorcery did like extra saturation to get those colors to pop, or if that's actually in the raw painting from the artist. Okay, so another Power of Flight from Severin. So again, okay, back to my opinion. If there are some indicators, even though we don't know, and we're never going to know, there's too many variables to figure it out. I know, I really want to say that when you look at the creator, when you look at the owner of a game, that can be one of the things that I like to use as an indicator. And it comes down to trust. Do you feel like you can trust the creator of the game and what they're saying? Now, also it matters what they're saying, because you can trust them, and then they might tell you something that you think is a bad direction for the game, and then that's great. So now you trust that they're going to take it in a bad direction. So you need to believe that what they're doing, right, the decisions they're making to take the game in certain directions, and that you can trust it. You got to take all that together. And if you believe that, you just look at the creator. And so that's kind of, I don't put a lot of thought into it anymore, guys, beyond that. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm looking at the creator. I'm looking at Eric. I know there's other people involved, but I'm looking at Eric. And he's got proven success in the past. Ooh, we got a unique. Dame Britomart, probably butchering that. Drew Tucker, very nice, unique mortal. It's a 5-drop with 4 threshold. Look at that. Wow. Okay. If this card would successfully attack an enemy site, she may summon a mortal from your cemetery to her location. Okay, I get it. I get the threshold now. And so anyhow, Eric, I think he has, to some degree, a proven past in business, proven success in business. That means something to me. That said, there's something about his demeanor, something about the way he talks, the way he carries himself. And I know this is not a science, this is more of an art than a science, but something about it, it makes me believe him. Okay, I don't think he's the kind of guy that's just blowing smoke. I think he's a professional. I think he's been around the block with his other companies and other endeavors. And so that's what I'm looking at. When people say, do you think the game's viable? Do you think the company's viable? I just look at the creator. I like what I see in the creator. And that's it. Because I have to stop there. I mean, sometimes it's fun not to, right? But maybe it's in conversations with people, it's a little bit more fun. But like when I think about it for myself, why sit there for me and think through all these possible variables that you can come up with as to why a game is or a company is going to be viable for the long haul? I just want to enjoy the game. And so that's kind of my take, guys. Ooh, another unique. Sir Balin, a unique mortal with Lance, and whenever Sir Balin strikes an avatar, destroy that avatar's site, then burrow other minions and artifacts there. Very powerful. It's a 4-drop with 3 threshold. And so, anyway, I guess to try to wrap up this topic, in my opinion on it, I'm just resolving to enjoying the game, enjoying the art, kind of not really wasting a lot of my brain power on thinking about the investment side of it, the collectible, in terms of like the monetary part. I just look at the collectible from the aspect of super fun, building my sets. I've got some people locally. We're trying to get a few more that I can play more games with and just enjoy the freaking product. And part of that too, something I've learned, I'm really going to try my darndest, and I've done a really good job. Maybe there's just been a few exceptions, but I'm really going to try my hardest to not buy anything that isn't MSRP. Now, I know there's some singles, but at a certain point, you got to like trade, buy, sell, trade to complete your sets, just because, unless you're going to open up like over 60 boxes or whatever the heck it is, you're not going to be able to build a set all on your own. And so, aside from that, I am just largely sticking to like MSRP, reasonable prices things, because it reduces the risk of failure for me, because I won't care if this game doesn't make it. Guys, I'm looking at it like I enjoy the product. I've got it in my binders. I'll still be able to have fun playing it. It'll be great while it lasted. And I don't know what else to say. Like, I love, look at this. Look at that art. It's freaking gorgeous. So for me, I just love the product. And if I don't buy it at exorbitant prices, then I'm not hurt, financially or emotionally when it, or if it crumbles. Now, that said, I don't have any indicators that that's the case. Although, we are at that, if you guys heard this sort of like ominous second set stage of the game there, I've heard this for years, and even before Sorcery existed, and recently now I've been hearing it. I think some other channels have mentioned a game needs to survive their second set. I don't know how much I really actually buy into that, because I think there's still some games around from the, I don't know what you want to call it, TCG, Renaissance, TCG, indie, whatever you want to call it, like from 2020, 2021, when like everyone's making a game. That number's gone way down. Of course, new games are always going to come out, right? But there was like hundreds. Some of them are actually still around, and they are past their second set, but they haven't grown. Or maybe they will, but I don't know how. The point is, I don't know that I buy that there's some second set threshold. Iron Man Talus, freaking awesome art. Look at that thing. And, that brings up another Sorcery topic. Fan base, player base. I think this is very interesting because we've got dust rewards now. I think that the company is using that data, and I hope wisely, because that means they know. They see how many people are buying boxes. They see who's buying the boxes because of these dust rewards. Now, there is a little fudgery going on, because if someone sells me a dust code or something, I didn't buy that box. It's hard to kind of track that, but the box was opened. At least they know that. Potentially, I guess you could, let me think about this. You could scratch the code without opening the box. That is possible. But for the most part, I think it was smart of Sorcery to do dust rewards, because now they've got data. It may not be perfect, but they've got data around the fan base. Is it growing? Is it not growing? Are they selling more product? Are they selling less product? People cracking? Are they not? Let's take a second here to look at this Unique Mortal. Alan Pollock, very, very nice artwork. Love this. It's got a submerge and moves freely between water locations. I've always liked that ability. It really, when you think about water, once you're in water, you can swim wherever you need to swim. There aren't like boundary lines, even in international waters, as they say, right? Like, we don't try to divide that up. So I really like that, like, flow freely in the water ability that we see on cards. We've got another 2-drop that provides a threshold in the ordinary slot. Try to pick up the pace here because some of these now we are starting to see a bunch of times. Feel free to pause, guys. Anytime I go a little too quick over something, just pause. But it's a little hard for me to keep track in my head, so I'm not going to try to like read every single ordinary card out there. Ominous Owl. I know we've got that one. I've got an owl flying around my yard. It's been a couple years now. My wife and I have actually named him, and we looked it up. I guess owls can live for decades. So I don't know if it's real, but we're thinking it's the same owl. Like, I don't know if that's real, but hey, I'll keep on thinking it's a nice story. We are almost halfway done. Okay, we've got a beacon, exceptional sight. So if it isn't obvious, for those who've known me a while, I have to build a complete set of every set that I open. So that's my first goal. Wow. Okay. This is freaking awesome. I saw this card spoiled. Severin Pignot, Ring of Morrigan. Someone's got to tell me if I pronounce that wrong. A unique relic of Deathly Fate. I love this card. I was hoping to pull this card. Bearer has, whenever this unit casts a spell, they may deal 1 damage to target nearby unit to have you gain 1 life. Freaking love it. Absolutely gorgeous. Love me some artifacts. Super happy to have pulled that. Interestingly enough, we've got only, 250 cards, 250-ish cards. I don't know the exact number. Quite a bit less than beta and alpha. So I've got to ask myself, do I build a full foil set? I really was hesitating on beta to do that. The task is just daunting. I ended up pulling the trigger, and I think I've got 300 and I don't have like a great, I'm going to say 330 to 350 cards. Like I still have another, call it 60, 70 cards to go. And it is a serious task to try to put together a complete foil of beta and alpha. I'm kind of tempted on this because the 250 cards are a lot less. I feel like I can't start that task unless I've finished my beta foil set. You know what I mean? Because then I really don't want to have 2 partial foils. I gotta hit that complete button. It's just that part of me I'd rather have a complete foil than 2 like 90% complete sets, like a 90% complete Arthurian Legends and a 90% complete beta. Even though they're probably, the 2 90% sets are probably worth more in total. I don't care about that. I gotta have it complete. So maybe I'm figuring that out with you guys right here on the fly. I'm gonna wait until I complete my foil beta before I even decide if I'm gonna do this one. It was such a daunting task that there's a really good chance I won't. I might just keep a few of my absolute favorite foils and then sell or trade the rest to complete the non-foil set. So we got a ball lightning. Stopping here because it is our elite. It's magic. You're going to shoot a projectile that deals 4 damage on impact and then changes direction. Its next impact deals 2 damage and then it changes direction and its final deals 1. That is very cool. It is a 5 drop with 2 thresholds, so it's not cheap. That is cool. I don't know that I've seen that yet. Man, is there a beta card that does that? You guys have to tell me. I kind of feel like, you've got cards that are doing that, but they shoot in a straight line. I don't know if we've had the change direction yet. Another ordinary sight. Yeah, we're starting to get into, I'm definitely recognizing a lot of these ordinaries. But you don't want to just throw the ordinary stack in the pile. You guys know you can get a curio in there. So as much as I want to just take this stack and toss it over here, I am trying to keep an eye out. So we are slightly beyond halfway. All right. Man, I cannot believe. So let's talk about the next topic. I wanted to get your thoughts on the once a year cadence that Sorcery has for sets. And I know there's been talk about like a mini set, maybe more than one. That's cool. I'm going to set that to a side for a moment and just talk about what do we think about core sets annually. We've gone a whole year now between beta and Arthurian Legends, so we know what it feels like. We do have a major city here really quick. It's an elite. Elite minions cost one less to cast to this site. So I do like that. I'm partial to things that make your next spell or spells cost less. Got a bonfire ordinary. And so thinking through that annual core set cycle, I thought through this today while I was cutting the grass. I knew I was going to make a video, and I wanted to come kind of well thought out. What do I really feel about this? And I got to tell you, it had its ups and downs, but I liked it. And so here's where I get that take from. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, I've been busy as hell the last year and a half. I'm focusing on my new, or I should say it's new-ish job now, because I've been in the job for a little over a year and a half. It's taken up a lot of my focus during and off work hours. My kids are getting older, so like one's going to be driving here in a couple of years. There's a lot going on. Okay. So yes, there have been times throughout the year where I was like, man, I'm really thirsting for that next set. Like I really want to check out, what's that art going to be? What's the mechanic going to be? But I quickly get distracted by life. Right. And so I have that desire that I can't fulfill because the set's not out, and that feeling doesn't feel great. But I got to say, now that we're here and we've had a whole year and I'm finally getting to scratch that itch, we finally have the next set. I'm really enjoying it so far. I've got a lot of boxes coming in. I'm going to be building my sets. I'm going to be building some decks and playing some games. It's going to be a whole great experience. I feel like I don't have to force it within 1 to 3 month period because the next set's going to come out. Right? Because there isn't going to be. It's not like Magic or whatever. I also feel like it was worth the wait. You guys ever have that where something is better because you had to wait, or because you had to work for it, or because you had to deal with not being able to get it when you wanted it? We have a lot of that in this world today. We can have many, many things, right, at the push of a button, or the decision, split decision, and you can have it. Well, hey, not with this, right? If it's core set annual, it's core set annual. You can't just make it happen. You got to wait. And so I feel like there was something to that. Now that I have it, Arthurian Legends in hand, there was something to this is sweeter, knowing and feeling that I had to go through that roller coaster ride of dealing with some days it really kind of sucked that I couldn't go buy a different sorcery set. It's kind of like without the bad, how do you have good? How do you define good? And so that's where I've kind of landed on it. It gave me my time to do the things I need to do in life at this stage of my life without overtaking things. And it tastes sweeter having like an overabundance of it all the time. Every quarter is too much. I always felt like that, even when I was in like the deepest depths of Magic. Little pun there for anybody who knows Dark Depths is a Magic card. I still felt like every quarter was too much, man. I could not keep up with it. You got the wallet fatigue situation going on with it. It just, hold on, I got to check. Okay, really quick. When this is in a curio, this Airborne Lance wording is up top. It's like floating. It's weightless, if you will. This is not a curio, but just wanted to call that out. At the end of the day, I'm down for it. It's not perfect, but I'm digging it. I'm down. I'm here for it. And I cannot wait for the third set. I'm going to enjoy this set as long as I can. I feel like there's kind of I don't know. There's like a taper where we get to indulge right now. It's brand new. We're going to love this thing. It's like honeymoon phase. And then at some point, things get a little, that's interesting. I almost don't know if that's creepy or not creepy. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool. It's like half dark, half light. We have this kind of thing where for those of us who go through this thing quick in like 3 months later, they're like, oh, I need the next set. Okay, they're a little bit ahead of the curve. But for me, honestly, like I probably won't get into that like heavy thirsting for the next set until at least 6 months have gone by. I can really enjoy this. After that second half of those 6 months, those are going to be a little bit tougher, right? Because at that point, like we've seen all the cards over and over. We know what's going on. My set's probably done by then. I usually finish the non-foil set within a month or two, just because I get enough boxes that it makes it easy. We've got a unique mortal devoted to his duty, Sir Garawan. You guys tell me. Takes damage for another adjacent ally. If he dies from damage taken this way, draw a card. Nice. Got a lot of uniques in this box. I don't know what the unique percentage or ratio is supposed to be, but got a little lookout sight, ordinary. Vikings, we've seen that one. I think we're starting to get to where we're seeing most of these ordinaries. So I don't know. I mean, you guys tell me. Everyone's going to have a different opinion on this. How was it for you in that last year? You've been through it now. If you were around for beta and you're around now, you waited, right? So it's not hypothetical. You know what it felt like for you. What do you think? For those of us that have been around for alpha, I don't know that it matters much different because beta and alpha were so close together. You know, it's not, we didn't have to wait for beta. And the other thing too, let's be honest, like beta is the same as alpha minus like a handful of cards. So, you know, other than those few different cards, oh, that's interesting. Look, I don't know if you guys see that a little bit of one of the cards didn't fully cut there. You know, it was largely the same set. So I just don't think we can judge the gap between alpha and beta. It just doesn't seem relevant in the way that the gap between beta and Arthurian Legends is. Merlin's Tower. Nice. I like wizards. I like the concept of them in all lore that have wizards. And so Merlin is definitely a figure that I'm interested in, and I wasn't expecting to see his tower, which is really cool. Marta Molina did a great job with this art. So it is a unique site. It's got a 3 threshold requirement for the Genesis ability, but this turn gains Spellcaster and its next magic costs 3 less. That's super powerful. You know, again, we get back to anything where you can spend less mana to cast, I think is really powerful. Back into our ordinary stack. Just going to try to keep an eye out for some curios. Got that airborne again. I look at it and I'm always hoping for that airborne to be floating up above. Another ordinary sight. Man, I wonder, this is going to be interesting. I wonder what percentage of the non-foil set I will have complete on this one box. I know there's duplicates going on, but I also feel like I am still getting a good breadth of cards as well. So the box is smaller, right? We've got less packs. It's a little cheaper from a box perspective, but I think it's a little bit more from a per pack perspective. But I don't know the sort of the duplication ratio, meaning, is it possible that one box of Arthurian Legends could give us a higher percentage of a complete set than a beta box? I don't know. Those are some serious like number crunching formula type processes that I don't even know how to figure that out at this point. There are other creators out there that have done a much better job than I have. I know Hayne does a lot of like number crunching and, chance calculation and that kind of thing. So maybe he's got something out there, or maybe he'll have something out there. We'll have to see. That tells us like what percentage of a complete set do you get out of call it the average Arthurian Legends box compared to a beta box. Yep, seen that one. We are getting close, guys. I am going to have to go soon. I hope I can finish this box in one take. If not, I will have to just keep everything on pause and finish this tomorrow and stitch it together. Let's see what we can do. Stone Rain. Ooh. Sword and Shield. I don't think we got this yet. It's an exceptional. Bearer has a +2 power. It's a 3-drop, no threshold. Beautiful artwork by Alan Pollock. And what do we have here? An Elite Sight. Genesis, choose one. Okay, so you've got 4 different thresholds to choose from. The site provides that permanently. Okay. I like it. It's sort of like allowing you to flex when you've got to flex what type of mana you need or what type of threshold you need when you've got multi-element decks. Back into our ordinary stack. Yeah, so I will be reading the comments. I am interested to know how you guys feel about that annual cadence. Actually, the other topics we've talked about as well. It's hard these days. I'm not in the Discords as much. It's hard to get a feel for what the Sorcery fan base is feeling on these topics because I'm just not in it. Haven't had the time to just kind of hover around and see what people are saying. So yeah, let me know. Also, too, how is this box doing, right? It's my first box. I don't know. I feel like I've got a lot of uniques. We'll count them up here at the end. We've got a foil unique. We've got some other foils. I was looking at this for a while because, man, gorgeous. Super detailed. Let me know. How good is this box? How good is your box? You're opening multiple boxes? I'm kind of interested if you had to pair them against each other. How often is your box or boxes beating this one? We have, I think, is this my first avatar? Unless I'm forgetting, and I know the box topper had avatars, this might be the first. So your avatar performs a smackdown of magic. Tap or play and draw a sight. Or you could banish 3 magic spells in your cemetery. Cast a copy of one of them. Very cool. I like this concept of pulling out of the cemetery being a theme that we're doing here. Also, how do we say this? Archimago, kind of like an archmage, I think is. So I'm going to put avatars down here. I guess it's behind me. You can't see it. I'll put avatars down there. All right, we're into our ordinary stack. Just keep an eye out for a curio. I'm also really excited to crack some of these off camera. It's a little bit tough because like I really want to stare at some of these and read and think about in more detail what the mechanic is doing. But I know, you guys don't have that kind of time, and that would take me forever to record. So it's a little bit of a different kind of opening for me. And if any of you are content creators, you probably get what I'm talking about when I do it recording. I love enjoying it with you guys. I love reading the comments. It is part of the hobby for me to just make videos, but at the same time, it is a different experience when it's just open privately. So I'm looking forward to doing a couple of those as well. And I've got something planned where a buddy of mine is bringing over someone that I don't think I've met in person, and we're going to hopefully open them together. It may or may not work out, but that'll be a cool experience if it does. Another unique magic. Shuffle any numbers, unique cards from your cemetery into your deck, and then draw a card. Very nice. Liz Danforth. Beautiful job. So, it's that kind of thing where it's like it changes the experience, right? Different people. in person versus recorded. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm just really going to take my time, soak in the set, soak in the art. One of my favorite things to do with the set is get it complete in that binder. And no joke, like I will just look through that binder over and over. I think it was even, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago, I pulled the my beta binder off the shelf and just gave it a quick look through, and it felt great. I mean, you just get reminded of the art, and then there's times where I'm like, oh, I got to pull out the foil version of that card and really look at it. The text box down here, behind it, on those full arts, those foils, you can see fun and interesting things because they're hidden by the box, which I also like to do. Okay, so we have an exceptional site where you get to pay 1 and gain any one. It looks like it's an or, so you get any one of those thresholds. Got a whirlwind. And what do we have here? Wow. I mean, am I pulling is this a normal number of uniques? This unique mortal of healing and harm. It's a Vincent Pompetti. I can tell again with that style he's got going on. It's lance and lethal. Nearby allies are immune to lethal. Oh, okay. So you're lethal, but you're also protecting your allies. Very nice blend of abilities there. Please let me know if I pull a curio and miss the darn thing. If someone would tell me, that would be amazing. I really am trying to catch them, and I'll probably need to take some time off camera to really just go through. But it's happened before. I'm sure it'll happen again to somebody. They'll be on camera, and again, it's a different experience when you're on camera and you just don't catch it. I think we're down to 2 packs. Yeah, here, let me get the box out of here. 2 packs, guys. For anyone who stuck around this long, I really appreciate it. I know you guys have other creators to watch and other things to do in your personal lives. For anyone who stuck around this long, actually, let me know. Do I don't even know. Here, let's pick the foil unique I've got. Do a hashtag Sir Percival. Nobody will even know what that means unless they watched it this long. But I appreciate it. It'll let me know who actually stuck around this long as well. So we've got an elite relic. Nearby allies have +1 power while there are no enemies here. Okay. It's interesting because you're going to have to, if enemies get there, it's going to change the state of that site. And for a 4 cost, I almost wonder if that should have been a 3 cost. But what do I know? I'm not a game designer. All right. Down to our last pack coming up. While we are in the rounding here, the final lap, I do again have to thank Paradise Hobbies for coming in at a very tight spot for me when my planned product is not here and nowhere to be found. I really wanted to get some content out on release weekend, so I really cannot thank you guys enough for providing these boxes so that I can do that. And like I said, they are veteran owned. They're selling at MSRP, and they seem to have a good reputation with the people I've checked with on the local Sorcerers Discord for the Ohioans in my neck of the woods, or I should say my state. I think they're a couple hours away from me. And so check them out. They got singles on their site, and you need to complete your set. Ooh, Nelly Long Arms. Foil unique. Wow. Okay, we got 2 foil uniques. Nelly is a fairy with submerge. Tap, shoot a projectile. If it hits a unit, drag it here. Nelly may submerge it. That is cool. So if your opponent does not have submerge ability, if your opponent's not like a water creature, they're going to drown when Nelly submerges it. That's powerful because if your other creature is super strong, it doesn't matter how much life you have. If you drown, you're drowned. Very cool. Just wrapping up my thanks again to Paradise. Thanks again to Anthony, who I spoke with, for hooking me up. And we may do a video in the future. I was actually thinking of, it would be kind of interesting to have Sorcery from the perspective of a store owner. Like, what does a store owner think about the annual once a year set? How has selling Sorcery gone for them? And what do they think of the game? How'd they get into it? How'd they hear about it? Just kind of curious. So we may do that video. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure to subscribe if you guys are not already. For those that already are, really appreciate it. Let's do a quick count on the foils. The uniques. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10. And I've got 2 unique sites here. So we've got 12 uniques total. 2 are foil. Let's just, let me give you the elites as well. So 9 elites without the sites, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 sites. So we've got 13 elites. We pulled this avatar. I don't know the rarity on that avatar at this point in the game. And then, of course, a handful of exceptionals. I probably could get my exceptional foils out quickly because I did sleeve them, so you guys have those numbers. I know it's only 1 box. It's not a big data set, but for anybody who is starting to sort of track the pull rates, I've got 3 exceptional foils. And unless I am missing it, 1 ordinary foil. All right, everybody. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.